The Roman Empire had a lot of dark history. But for the depraved and obscene affairs of history, nothing exceeds the history inscribed by Queen Valeria Messalina. Messalina is famously very beautiful and attractive to most Roman men. He was the great-granddaughter of the first Roman Emperor Augustus. What's the story? Please watch it until it's over. Please subscribe to this channel first, to get another interesting story. Valeria Messalina, commonly referred to only as Messalina, born around 20 AD, died in 48 AD. She was the third wife of Emperor Claudius. Messalina was the daughter of Domitia Lepida the Younger. Messalina was a cousin of Emperor Nero, second cousin of Emperor Caligula, as well as great-grandson of the emperor's nephew August. Messalina's life before her marriage to Claudius is little known. Messalina married at the age of 15, to Claudius, who was Messalina's cousin, who was 48 when they married. They then had two children, Claudia Octavia, who was born between 39 and 40 AD. She later became the empress of the half-brother and first wife of Emperor Nero. The second child was Britannicus. When Emperor Caligula was assassinated in 41, the Praetorian Guard declared Claudius the new Roman emperor and Messalina consort. All the Roman writers who wrote about Messalina described her as nymphomaniac. In ancient Rome, the image of Queen Messalina was a symbol of arrogance and immorality. She was definitely one of the most attractive and beautiful women of her time. Rumor has it that Messalina has more than 150 lovers, including her bodyguards. At night she liked to sneak out of the imperial court while Claudius was sleeping. She goes to a brothel where she will disguise herself as a prostitute. That's where he's got a lot of stash, man. After a long night of intercourse with many men, she would return to her husband. Messalina also opened her own brothel, in which there are many secret rooms that can have sex with many different men to meet her needs. Every night the men would go to the brothel to have sex with Messalina. Messalina's beauty and charm made no man who could resist her. Claudius either did not know about her infidelity, or he ignored his wife's free behavior. He must be the laughing stock of all the men in Rome. Messalina is known as a cruel empress and justifies all means to get what she wants. Some facts of her actions are accusing others of cheating in order to defend the throne. Emperor Claudius ordered his niece back, after the completion of the exile period. His two nieces were Julia Livilla and Agrippina. Upon the return of the two of them, Emperor Claudius also returned their wealth in the form of money and housing. Seeing this, Messalina, instead of being happy, she increasingly felt threatened by her position as queen. She slyly incited Claudius to exile his niece. The accusations of cheating were leveled at Julia and her husband. Because of this cunning act, they were exiled again. Agrippina survived because she remained silent. Messalina also incited Emperor Claudius to execute her stepfather. After her father died, her mother married Appius Silanus, commander of the 3rd Legion in Spain. Don't know what Messalina was interested in her stepfather. Of course the stepfather rejected Messalina's interest. It turns out that Messalina still holds a grudge until she becomes queen. To complete his vengeance, he incited Claudius to execute Silanus. Claudius, who was superstitious, was strangled with Messalina's nightmares. In the nightmare, Messalina claimed to see Silanus finish off Claudius. She was worried that it would become real because Messalina begged Claudius to execute his stepfather. Of course, the husband granted his beloved wife's request. That's Messalina's sneaky way of finishing off her stepfather. Messalina also killed Valerius Asiaticus just for the sake of a garden. Messalina's greedy nature makes her want to have a lot of sparkly things. Once she saw a beautiful garden, the beautiful scenery aroused her sense of ownership. He wanted to have the garden for herself. Then a plan was devised to take the garden from the owner. Messalina slandered Valerius in cahoots to bring down the empire. Of course, the act could not be tolerated. He was executed by the emperor by killing himself. Most famous of all her scandals was her challenge to a girl named Sheila. Sheila was a prostitute who was famous for being able to serve so many men overnight. Sheila is also famous for her skills in satisfying men. Messalina's challenge is who between her and Sheila has the most sex with men in one night. This strange talent contest took place. Throughout the night, Sheila and Messalina have sex with many men. As the morning approaches, Sheila has to give up due to exhaustion, but Queen Messalina continues to battle with the Roman mailman who is waiting for his turn. And finally Messalina won by a margin of 25 to 24. Messalina's madness doesn't just get there. She also forced her lover Gaius Silius to divorce his wife so that she could have him completely. But the fact that Gaius Silius obeyed her wish did not satisfy Messalina. She then persuaded him to marry her. And when Emperor Claudius did his royal exit duties, they performed a wedding and hid it from the emperor. But one member of Claudius' family spoke with Claudius, although he did not dare to believe the truth, but in the end the Emperor Claudius had to face the reality of wanting to finish him off so that his lover could ascend the throne. Claudius also could not stand Messalina and Gaius Silius' blatant disdain for rituals and laws throughout the land. Gaius was later executed for his taming, and Messalina was then summoned to face the emperor. Realizing she had made a mistake, Messalina pleaded with Claudius to save her life. Claudius, as usual, tended to forgive his wife, but his advisors ordered Messalina to finish off herself. Messalina had no reason to defend herself. Finally she retreated to the park, where she finally repented and thought of how to calm her husband's anger. Facing a dead end, Messalina attempts to kill herself twice but fails. And suddenly a bishop stormed into the garden, and desperately drew his sword and was directed at Messalina, and was killed instantly. After hearing the news, Claudius did not react and asked for just one more glass of wine. The Roman Senate then ordered damnatio memoriae against Messalina so that her name was removed from all public and private places and all her statues were torn down. Such is the story of Messalina, the Roman queen, who has done a very disgusting thing. Look forward to another controversial story on this channel. Don't forget to click like, share and subscribe. Thank you and see you.